Hey, welcome back to the Sunday Corner. This is Chatone Morrison Consulting, the Princess of Positivity, and your host. Thanks for dropping in. Tonight, I wanted to share with you some things that I've learned in these 32 years of marriage. I didn't go live tonight because I'm still celebrating with my man. And we just had our 32nd wedding anniversary this past week. And I thought I was going to put together some things that I've learned in this time of being married. You know, being married over 30 years is a big feat. But the things that you learn in that relationship really take you far. So tonight I'm going to share really quickly 10 things that I've learned so far. Now I have a big long list, but these are the top 10. And I know that they've helped me in marriage and they've also helped me in business. And I hope that they help you too. Love the one you're with. No, not like the Bad Country song. The idea how important it is that in marriage, you give your best to that person that you've made that vow to. And in business, you're not always thinking about how can I be with the next client? How can I get to the next person instead of taking care of the person that's in front of you? Now, it does depend on what your business is, but it's always important to give your best to the one that's in front of you at that moment because you never know where that's going to go. So love the one you're with. Celebrate often. All right, in marriage, you would love for there to always be fireworks shooting off from the top of the landscape, but that isn't always the case. And in business, it's not always the case either. But when you learn to celebrate the small wins, when you learn not to pass them over as if they're not important, everything gets better. So celebrate often. Real humility is golden. It's funny because in a world where being number one and being first is the most important thing, and it makes you powerful and it makes you influential, in a marriage, it could absolutely destroy it. And in business, it can do the same thing. Even though it's important to be a go-getter and make sure that you're going after new business and making sure that people know what you're all about and what you're good at. What I've learned in 32 years of marriage is knowing when I need to ask for help, knowing when I can say, I don't know. That real humility matters, and it engenders your clients to you as well. So, real humility is definitely golden. In marriage, if you're not willing to apologize often, your marriage is going to be a rocky one, at least from my experience. And in business, sometimes the person you need to apologize to the most are the people that are doing business with you. They're the people who are your team or the people that look up to you. They may be some of the people that you mentor, or if you're in corporate, it may be those people that you lead. If you're not willing to say, I made a mistake, or you're not willing to allow someone else to make a mistake, and then you allow them to say, I'm sorry, you won't go as far. And even if you do, you won't be as happy. So yeah, apologize often and freely. In marriage, there's so many pieces, especially once you have children, or you get sick, or your parents get sick, or you lose someone. There's all these mixed up, differently colored pieces, and there's your personality and his personality, or your family's personalities. It's just a lot of pieces being thrown together. So don't do it alone. And of course, when you're running a business, it's exactly the same thing. There's all these pieces. And if you think that you could do all the things, the content and the social and the marketing and, every little piece, you won't be as successful. So get help. Don't do it alone. Just like this butterfly, change is good and it's also important. Now, I didn't say it was easy. In marriage, you're constantly changing and morphing and going through a whole metamorphosis at times. And it's not always fun, but it usually ends up good if there's good communication. And it's the same thing in whatever you do for work and whatever your business is or as an entrepreneur. If you're willing to realize that sometimes you have to shift, change, move, pivot, open new doors, open and initiate new opportunities, good things happen. Now, I'm a writer, so of course I love words. But if you're willing to read a book, if you're willing to learn what you don't know, if you're willing to be honest about the fact that you have to do a little research every now and again, this is something that will absolutely skyrocket your business and make your marriage a whole lot better. Just say no is not just a slogan. In 32 years of marriage, I've learned to say yes to all the wrong things, and I've had to suffer the consequences. By learning to say no and realizing I don't have to feel guilty for it, it's made a big change for me. And because I learned that because of my marriage, then I've been able to learn how to say it in business as well. Have you? If not, it's a good one to practice. This one I almost didn't put in because it seems counterintuitive, but I had to put this one in, and that's love yourself first. Now, I'm not sure if I learned that in marriage or if I learned it as a result of not doing it before getting married. But realizing that if you don't carry self-love, self-worth, self-dignity throughout your marriage, you will not have it anywhere else. Who you are at home is who you really are. And so having that dignity and that self-worth and celebrating what you bring to the table really makes you powerful in your business. So if you're forgetting that, go back and rebuild. It's really helped me a lot, and I know it's going to help you as well. Jump. When we were 20 years old and my husband came to my father and asked for my hand in marriage, we didn't know what we were doing, but we decided to jump. And here we are 32 years later. My husband has always been a big jumper. He decided to leave his full-time job and decided to be an interpreter for the deaf, and it was a huge jump. When I decided to leave my corporate job in 2012 to be home with the kids and also to start my own venture, I had to jump. In marriage, you jump into difficult situations. You jump into challenges. You figure out what the hard things are you have to say to each other. And in business, it's the same. But success comes when you're willing to jump. And sometimes the jump in business is jumping in, and sometimes it's jumping out. It's knowing when to jump out too, because that can be scary as well. But knowing you have some place to land, having some kind of integrity to yourself, it just makes the landing possible. So listen, I have so many more of these, but I just want to do this. It's a little bit different, a little bit special. It's super, super late, but I didn't want a Sunday to go by without giving something that is meaningful. I'm the Princess of Positivity. I believe that you should absolutely allow your positivity to reign in both your brain, your business, and your big, bold, beautiful life. I'm a content strategist. I help women entrepreneurs learn how to get their message honed, say what they want to say to their clients so that they can get back to what's most important. And I absolutely love helping women to feel confident on the inside and the outside, because both are very, very vital. I hope you're having a great day whenever it is that you hear this. And if I can be of any assistance to you and your business, definitely look me up. I'll talk with you soon, but until I do, be authentic, be brilliant, and be the catalyst. Take care.